Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. How are you today? So welcome to 2022 Ulsanlin컨 School English Speech Contest. And I would like to wholeheartedly welcome and appreciate our distinguished guests, judges, and fellow contestants for participating in today's event. So Ulsanlin컨 School is an alternative secondary education institute with an emphasis in mindset education, book reading, and English. It is also a trusted alternative education registered in the Ulsan Office of Education. So English actually takes a significant part in the school's curriculum. So I believe that the students have put a great deal of effort for this event. And I believe that some of the guests and the judges once participated in another English speech contest back in June. And then at that time, the students, they had to, memorize and recite the speech of famous leaders of the world. And I believe that you already attended that. But this one, I believe, is different. Maybe I think it's much better because the students are going to be talking about their own stories. So I believe that some of the speeches will be extremely entertaining, and some of them will be touching to your heart, and some of them will be delivering a message that we may have to keep in mind. So before we officially start the 2022 Ulsanlin컨 School English Speech Contest, I would like to invite our students who have prepared a very, very special performances for today's event. So when the students come out, please welcome them with a big round of applause.
Staring out of my window, and the
Thank you very much. I hope that you all enjoy the students' dance performance. So before we actually move on to the main part of the event, I would like to mention that for recently we've been closely working with the Olson Office of Education. So for today's event, a very distinguished guest from Olson Office of Education has visited this place. So I would like to invite Ms. Song-hee Han from Olson Office of Education for a congratulatory message. So please welcome her with a big round of applause. Hello everyone.
울산광역시 교육청에서 대안교육기관 업무를 담당하고 있는 한송희 주무관이라고 합니다.
I'm Song-hee Han in charge of secondary education in Ulsan Office of Education.
오늘 영어 말하기 대회에 여러분들을 만나게 되어서 반갑습니다.
I'm very pleased to meet with you, all of you here.
예, 초대해 주신 관계자 선생님들께도 감사 인사 말씀드립니다.
And I would like to appreciate the faculty members who have invited me here.
오늘 이렇게 울산 링컨학교를 찾아오는 길에 창밖으로 보이는 들판을 보면서 가을 수확을 생각했어요.
So on my way to here in Ulsan Lincoln School, I saw the grass on the field and thought about the autumn.
아마 여기 모인 여러분들도 그동안 갈고 닦은 실력을 가을 수확하듯이 오늘 펼쳐내실 거라고 기대를 합니다.
So as if you are harvesting the grains in the autumn, I believe the students will perform that they have prepared for a long time.
배우고 익힌 영어 실력을 마음껏 보여주시고
So I hope you to show all your skills in English.
또 옆에 친구들과 선배님들의 발표하는 모습을 보면서 함께 배우고 성장하는 시간 되기를 빕니다.
Watching the speech of your friends and the upperclassmate, I hope that you learn together.
그동안 준비하신 여러분들의 노력에 박수를 보내고
And I would like to appreciate all the hard works that the faculty members have put into.
오늘 부담 없이 여러분들의 실력을 마음껏 보여주시기를 바랍니다.
And I hope that
감사합니다.
you show your skills in English as much as you want. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And before we start the event, I would like to introduce the distinguished group of judges who will be fair and also very attentive, and then they will also have to be sharp in terms of giving feedback to the students. So I would like to introduce our fellow judges. And first, I would like to start with our chief judge. So please welcome them with a big round of applause when I call each person's name. So I would like to start with our chief judge, Dr. Ravi Kumar Cheralada, professor of Changwon National University. Doctors Sanjanbam Nirmana Kuman, Doctor of Research in UNIST. Dr. Young-soo Kim, professor in Ulsan College. And Dr. Bala Subramanian, doctoral researcher in the UNIST. And Dr. Anjali Rai, doctoral researcher in Yeongnam University. And lastly, Dr. Anand Parkash, researcher in UNIST. Thank you very much. And then now I would like to invite our judges to the stage and about the judging criteria. So we would like to invite the chief judge, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and then he's going to be explaining the judging criteria about today's competition.
안녕하세요. So good afternoon, all of you. I hope you people have practiced very well to present today. I understand your minds are very eager to express your feelings at this dais. So we must understand what you want to present here at this afternoon. I am really glad and very happy to meet you guys again and again. I am always filtering a top people to present their presentation in front of all the audience, and also your mind, what is expressing along with your subject. That is very, very important. So the judging criteria for each and everyone should understand, okay? There are three categories. One is literary work. It carries 40 points, okay? 40 marks. It contains content, organization, and originality of the subject, what you want to go and what you want to express to us. So it contains mainly the subject, my dream, most memorable moment of your past, present, also in the future, okay? And the person's first response and exchange, self-control, thinking ability. These are the very, very important points to consider for carrying 40 marks of your presentation. Understand? And also there is another point I left, that is recognition of global environment. That is also a very important point to carry for the global leaders. So we are the global leaders to be in the future. So you are the people, young minds, you have to practice and you have to deliver your heart, what is teaching to you and what teaching to the society along with the globe. Understand? And the sixth point is human role in the future content. It may be a technology, it may be a psychology, or it may be a science or arts. It is very important to express. And next, second judge criteria is carrying 50 points, which are pronunciation, intonation, attitude, memorization, technique, and gesture. So these points are very, very important, and these are very crucial to carry your whole marks table. Understand? These are 50 marks will carry. And last one is creativity in speech. You should not speak in monotony. You should speak with your mind. Whatever your mind presents, that should be delivered here. Don't get rush. Please think and express your mind, okay? So it contains again three: creativity, that is visual aids, and audience response, and audience engagement. When you speak, we should be attract your talk. That is very important for you to catch our heart, to give a great space for the top 5 or top 7. So this is the judging criteria. So you must follow each and every one to capture the first 7 places out of 18 people. Understand? I hope you guys will do your best to attract all of us. Thank you. Best of luck, each and every one. Good afternoon again. Go on.
We'd like to officially move on to the first half of the English speech contest. So for the first half of contest, total of 9 students will be presenting their speeches. So first, we would like to start with the contestant number 1. His name is Jo Kwon. His title is 229 centimeter Great Wall.
Hey, get down. Come on, I told you to get down. Oh, I'm sorry. What's wrong with you, bro? You're so useless. Everyone, do you see me? You see me? How about now? You still see me? Alright. Looks like I have to show you my whole image. Well, some people want to be like me, but I have always been the tall guy, and that's it. So I have hated myself for being so tall. However, as I got to know one basketball player, I completely changed my mind. Do you know this player? He's Yao Ming, a famous Chinese basketball player. He was drafted into Houston Rockets as a super rookie in 2002, and his name was recorded in the Hall of Fame. He was literally superstar in Asia. However, he faced so many hardships when he was first drafted into NBA. He had a language barrier and went through a really hard time because of severe racism against Asians. People had great expectation of him, for he was number one prospect for the NBA draft and 229 centimeter tall. But he could not show them his best because he often had injuries. His rival, Shaquille O'Neal, used to trash talk to Yao Ming, but Yao didn't fight to sledging. He just kept working hard and doing his best as he got more trash talk from Shaq. Later, Shaq felt sorry for him and apologized. Both players began to give a positive influence on another and were remembered as legendary players in NBA history. Yao Ming has a nickname. It's the Great Wall. The Great Wall of China has protected China and its people from its enemies for thousands of years. And so did Yao Ming for his team. He didn't give up or surrender to hardship, but he stood strong and played in his place. People make excuse because I'm poor, I'm not smart enough, or I'm not kind enough. However, if you just keep walking your path even in the most difficult situation, none of this is a problem. Yao Ming changed my mind. It's actually good to be tall. Surprisingly, I'm proud of being tall and I discovered that I can help other people. I can reach and pick something placed on high, or I can help my parents change the light bulb. I hope you're confident and proud of yourself as well. Thank you.
The next contestant is contestant number 2, Hank Cho. The title is Just Like Lincoln.
Hello everyone. Today, I'd like to briefly talk about two people. First, I will start with Adolf Hitler, who started World War II. Although he dreamed of being an artist, but he later became a ferocious dictator. During the war, he massacred many Jews. On the other hand, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president of the United States, was born in a very poor family, but he became the president beloved by many Americans. He listened to the needs of others and served the people. Both Hitler and Lincoln went through hard times and rose to the top. However, the both of them ended on the opposite line. I've been impressed by Lincoln's attitude and his love to his people. However, unlike him, I never listened to my friends at first. I had the best friend in elementary school. One day, he just suddenly came and scratched my face. Then my eyes were wounded and bleeding. Although he apologized to me later, but I had scars deep in my heart and I started to close my heart. The time passed, another incident happened. What I caught in line during lunchtime. My friend insulted me bitterly. I screamed at them in a rage. At the time, I screamed until my voice was gone. From that moment, I began screaming every time. I got upset with this bad habit. I entered the middle school again whenever I got upset. I screamed and my friends started to distance me. One day, I read and thought about President Lincoln. If I have an open and a generous mind like him, maybe I can be friendly to my friends and open their hearts to me. As Lincoln always tried to listen people's voice, I should listen to my friends and read their hearts. Following Lincoln's footsteps, I began to see changes in the relationship with my friends. I could see that they are opening their hearts to me little by little. Although it was not easy at first, I can see a great improvement. I believe that you all know the famous quote by Lincoln, of the people, by the people, and for the people. Just like his quote, he always listened to his people and read their hearts. He did pass on even the smallest thing and impressed the people. Everyone, if you have somebody next to you hate or feel jealous, how do you feel? Well, I would like to tell you this. Try to listen to their voices and understand their hearts. You will see changes or even bring changes to the world. Thank you.
The next contestant is contestant number 3, Victoria Kong. The title is The Power of Communication.
Instagram, which is used by most people these days, is used to share daily lives with simple faces and several pictures. In that sense, everyone in the world seems to live happily. But many people don't know how to talk about their real hurt. Today, during my experience, I would like to talk about how important communication is and how much happiness you can get from it. I used to be a shy person. I met friends who fit with me well and spent the time with them without any big problems or quarrels. Then I came to boarding middle school. And the type of teachers, I applied to the student disciplinary department that tech and manager student lives. One day, we had to study English vocabulary in the computer lab. I saw some friends playing with the computer. I told them to stop playing, but they weren't listening to my words in a very reluctant attitude and they kept messing around. After that, during the afternoon class, they were being loud, so I told them to be quiet, but no one listened to me. I thought they were ignoring me, and I felt they were ignoring me, and I felt upset but didn't tell anyone about my hurt. That's when I started to get dark, and I started going around alone. Then one day, my upset feelings for my friends burst out, and I talked to my friends with tears. They apologized, saying they didn't know I was having such a hard time. Since then, my friends got to know how I felt, and I also learned about my friends' hurt. There are frustrating and incomprehensible times when my friends and I are together. But we are learning how to solve them little by little. Everyone, do you know the unification process of Germany and Vietnam? Germany solved their problem by talking to each other and unified it peacefully. But Vietnam unified it through the war. As a result, Germany is still a world power nation, but Vietnam lost a lot of houses and money due to the damage of the war. Through this example, we should know that sharing and communicating with others, around us makes our relationships good, but it can also change the fate of a country. How much have you been communicating with others? If you feel lonely and you're having a hard time, please think about how much you're communicating with the people around you. Thank you.
The next contestant number 4, Emma Kim. The title is The Power of Resisting Temptation.
Do you know what this is? Yes, this is a marshmallow. This is what was used in an experiment with 4-year-old children at Stanford University in the United States. They were told that they would give up more if they didn't eat the marshmallow for 15 minutes. 1/3 of the children endured it, but the rest of them did not. 14 years later, after becoming adults, the lives of the children who endured at the time and the children who couldn't are very different. I have 3 sisters. Concession, constellation, modulation were far from me. One day, my mom bought some school supplies, and she said, asked me to share it with my older sister. However, I quickly took the pink pencil case, pencil with a rabbit, and the other stuffs which I really fancied. My sister kept them to me, saying, "Okay, you can have them." It was my older sister's birthday. To celebrate her birthday with her friends, my mom prepared a lot of things such as cake and chocolate. The cake looked so mouth-watering, so I had a bite with a fork. This time, my sister was upset. Mom told me, "Chua, if you cannot resist temptation, and you only do what you want, then there will be no one around you. You will have problems with work and social life." When I looked around, I had no friends and only my parents like me. I looked at the popular student in my class, and what she was doing, I could see how she was kind and took care of others. I apologized to my sister and friends, saying, "I am sorry, you must be upset," and I listened my one little by little. My friends and family came to me and said, "Chua, you changed a lot." Before, I thought living a life doing whatever I wanted was happiness. But I realized that my life is much happier when I resist my want. What is your marshmallow? Marshmallow is sweet and attractive, but lose it if by thinking about the value of things. More happiness is waiting right next to you. Thank you.
The next contestant, contestant number 5, Terry Gong. The title is Blank Check.
There is a song called Heaven by Search, sung by Kim Han-sung, a novelist and singer. He was very successful with several his songs at a very young age. Unfortunately, he was forced to quit singing in 2015 due to a sudden vocal cord nodule. Kim Han-sung was in despair because he thought he couldn't sing. But Kim Han-sung expressed his own story of collapse by releasing a book about a young bird who had injured his wings, overcoming the wounds of his pain and flying back to the sky. After recovery, he is left with low voice and deeper tones. And for this songs touching our heart. My life was also met with adversity and hardship. It was insomnia. Listening to music in bed helped me to sleep, but my Lincoln school had strict electronic devices policy, and I couldn't listen to the song at bedtime. I really wanted to cry, and I was really desperate. My school life became difficult with my insomnia condition. One day, my teacher told me a story where I was wondering. There is a tree lying 3,000 meters above sea level in the Rocky Mountain west of North America. These trees do not grow straight because of the wind and falls if they are their knee. But it is said that the world's most famous violin is made of this tree on its knee. Likewise, it is not a person who has lived comfortable in good condition but who has experienced all kind of hardship that produce exist melody like the luxury violin in life. I have insomnia, but it was blessing. I enjoyed my condition just as Kim Han-sung overcame vocal cord nodule. Insomnia was misfortune for me, but if it wasn't for the environment where I couldn't use electronic devices in this school, I would always have to rely on something to sleep, this environment, which was difficult to handle to at a young age, allowed me to overcome insomnia. Now I have a strong mind to overcome any difficulties, and I have a dream. That I want help to people who are in trouble or have illness, big and small, like me. Adversity and hardship are the blank check of success. It's me who decides how much to put on it. Be optimistic, and you'll find a precious gift.
The next contestant, contestant number 6, Patrick Cho. The title is 50 Million Chicken.
One day, I ate dinner with my family. My sister wanted to eat soft lips, and I wanted to eat chicken. Hey, don't you know how delicious lip is? Let's just eat lips. You can order chicken at home. No, you don't know how to eat. Let's eat chickens. 30 minutes passed since we argued over the menu. My parents were upset and said, then just eat at home. In a hurry, I shouted, I'll eat ribs. Before we knew it, eating meat became so familiar to us. I always eat chicken twice a month. If I don't eat chicken regularly, it comes up on my mind at night. I can't forget the soft, crunchy taste. One day, I lied down to sleep and I thought like this. What if I eat so much chicken and all the chicken disappears in the world? I got anxious, so I calculated in my head. Because I eat chicken twice a month, if 10 people eat chicken twice a month, it's 20 chickens. Then if it's 100 people, it's 200. If it's 1,000 people, it's 2,000. Since there are over 50 million people in our country, if they eat chicken only once a month, then they eat 50 million chickens. I was shocked. Where are all those much chickens? As I became curious, I searched on the internet. Then I found an article about carbon emissions from beef, pork, and chicken. The theory was that raising a lot of livestock produces a huge amount of excrement, which produces nitrogen dioxide and methane gas that pollute water and air. People in our country need as many as 600 million chickens if they eat chicken once every month for a year. The amount of excrement they produce is going to be huge. Maybe a small island made of excrement will be created when you collect it. It was a huge shock that eating chicken is destroying the environment. Meat is a very important food for me. I order chicken when I feel like eating it even at night, but every time I think about chicken, it reminds me that 50 million chicken disappear in a month and the waste they leave pollutes the environment. Now I eat chicken once a month. I can't stop eating meat at all, but I was able to control it after my moderation could reduce environmental pollution a little bit. My self-control would reduce environmental pollution. I hope you also remember that moderation can reduce environmental pollution. Thank you.
The next contestant, contestant number 7, Ella Cho. The title, As I Say, So Shall It Be.
What do you say the most during the day? As a middle school student entering puberty, these days I often say I'm annoyed. If the day doesn't go my way, I get wrinkles on my forehead and with the boring sound of the kettle. The worst, I all know it, pop out. Do I feel better after saying that? I'm afraid not. Instead, there are times when I regret it. But I couldn't stop saying these things until I did this experiment. I prepared 2 containers and put red cooked rice in them. I lost thank you on the first one and I hate you on the other. And for 3 weeks, I recited what was written on them to each container. Thank you at one and hate you at the other. And then there was a surprising result. The rice container that said thank you had a pretty more in white. And the rice container that said I hate you had a smelly more mixed with black and green. It was amazing that every word had its effect on the lifeless rice. I decided to change my speaking habits after the experiment. I changed the slang I often use into a good one. I am grateful to my parents and friends around me. I love you. Thank you. I started saying beautiful things, and then the most significant change for me began to appear. Instead of a wrinkles impression, I got to smile brightly. And to my friends around me, I was a person who used a lot of slang. And I often hate my friends easily. But now, my friends like me more because I laugh and say only good things. This experiment taught me that invisible words can make a massive difference to my surroundings and myself. Are you a person who says something that can make a difference? Respecting the other person and using positive words will be the beginning of change. Start a warm, positive communication with your beloved one. Thank you.
The next contestant, contestant number 8, Stephen Huang. The title is 1 versus 250.
$250. This number changed the life of a 30-year-old man into a Guinness record holder. Let's dig into the hidden meaning of this number. This story is about George Rudd, who is the world's greatest salesman recognized by the Guinness Book. His childhood was quite miserable. He dropped out of high school because of his alcoholic and abusive father. He never had a proper job and also failed his business because of scams. However, he was never disappointed, but started an auto dealership at the age of 35. He thought about the way to draw customers to his business and created the principle of 1 versus 250. According to his explanation, about 250 people gather at meetings of any kind. If you make a good impression on one person, the fact may spread to 250 people and finally 625,000 people in total. A bad impression it is the same in the opposite way. If you make a bad impression on one person, a bad impression on one person cause you to lose 250 people and finally 625,000 in total. In this way, he treated everybody as if he treats 250 people. He was able to sell 5 records every day for 12 years, and he had his name on the Guinness record. I used to be a competitive taekwondo athlete, but I wasn't good enough, so I often lost. In the team, we used to give feedback to each other after the match, but I was ashamed of hearing feedback from me. I often fought with my friend because I didn't want to accept the feedback. One day, I went to talk with my coach. Coach, it's too tough to be in the team. I fight with my friend and I can't do this anymore. The coach said, things don't always go as you plan. You may face hardship, but you grow. I realized, losing, fighting, and all these steps of overcoming are for growth. From that day, I asked my friend to give me feedback when I lose the game. I didn't like my weakness to be known, but I didn't forget, but improved my weak parts. In the winter, our team won the National Taekwondo Championship. What kind of failure have you experienced? The failure that face is a great tool for our growth and success. How great is it if you enjoy failing? Thank you.
The next contestant, contestant number 9, Kelly Kim. The title is All About Our Attitude.
It was a stormy night. At 5 a.m., there was thunder and I heard something breaking. I hurried outside and I found that deck roof got broken due to the typhoon. In 2019, the typhoon Bita, which started in the Philippines and came to Korea after passing through Japan and China, caused great damage to the village. Our house had a collapsed roof, but some of our neighbors lost their homes. In addition, 11 people were killed or went missing due to the typhoon. And the following year, the laws were broken and the city became flooded. After experiencing the typhoon, environmental pollution was no longer a story of others. Since then, I thought about what I could do to protect the environment. Then one hot summer day, I went to the convenience store with my friend and bought a cup of iced tea. There were paper straws and plastic straws in the straw holder. I took the paper straw because paper melts easily in water and it would help protect the environment. After a while, it was uncomfortable to drink through the paper straw because it started to get soggy. The moment I tried to switch to a plastic straw, a thought ran through my head. It's a small effort. If I don't go through the inconvenience of protecting the environment in my life, the next typhoon could target me. In addition to the paper straw, I unplugged the unusual lights at home to reduce unnecessary electricity use and turn off the lights right away. Looking around little by little, I started to see what I could do to protect the environment. Currently, I am working as the head of the Ministry of Environment and Welfare in my school. We are doing plugging activities with our members to pick up the trash and reducing food waste by managing the residue, so that there is no leftover food from school meals. Before experiencing the typhoon, I didn't think the environment was related to my life. The melting of the Arctic glaciers was a far cry from me, but I felt that the damage was coming back to our lives like a boomerang in the form of typhoons and floods. Environmental pollution is getting worse. If we don't try to protect the environment for a moment's convenience, the next typhoon will impact us even worse. What about you? Are you giving your own environmental protection because of a minor inconvenience? A small inconvenience can change the future of the Earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So the first half of the competition, first half of the session is over, so we will have a short break, about 10 minutes of break. So please have your break, and then please be here by around 2:55. Thank you very much. will shortly start the second half of the contest, so please be seated. Thank you for your patience. Now we'll start the second half of the contest. We'll start with contestant number 10, William Kim. The title is Flea DNA.
Hello, today I'd like to share a precious moment in my life. Everyone, what was your childhood dream? President? The wealthiest man in the world? What about now? Ordinary office worker or civil servant? Why are most people's dreams and goals become smaller? Do you know the story of a fleece? There was a flea trapped in a paper box with a lid. It jumps from the bottom and hit the top again and again. It is fascinating to see the flea repeatedly jumping, but failing out of the box. Why is that? The cause is simple. The flea has tamed itself to jump just that height. Once tamed by the size of the jump, that's all it can do. I've been like a flea. Once I pressed my limit, I decided it was the end of my ability. But unfortunately, my academic performance was poor in my early grades. I wasn't interested in studying at all, losing interest in school for a teenager like me spells horror. After a period of impasse, I decided to try again during my third year of middle school. But to my dismay, I encountered another big challenge, like the concepts I failed to catch during my highlights made it harder for me to start again. So I had to redo the lessons as simple as longitude, latitude, and loops. Whenever I thought studying was too hard, I heard the principal saying, if there are bigger things in life than this, if you think deeply about anything, you will gain wisdom to overcome problems. The principle struck a chord with me. I decided to try just one more time. The process was never easy, but this time my English teacher, the process was never easy. Mainly, I thought that I couldn't speak English. But this time, my English teacher said it's easy to give up, and try and make the jump. If you hit the mark, that sense of accomplishment will give you greater joy. So I decided to jump again. It wasn't easy to memorize 100 English words every week, but as I kept trying without giving up, at one point I heard that I was first in the school final exam. Many people are like Flea. They limit their abilities and they fail to show their potential. You don't jump higher and settle out thinking it's the best of your abilities and always wonder if there must be something on you'll never get over. But pause for a moment and take a good look at it. You will realize nothing is stopping you from exceeding your limit. Thank you.
The next contestant is contestant number 11, Asher Lee. The title is Yumi One Fala Big Fala Family.
Everyone, do you know where the happiest place in the world is? It's Vanuatu, where the blue sky and the Milk Sea are beautifully harmonized. It's a small island next to Australia. This is the place with the highest individual happiness index. It is famous for its diverse colored kingdom of fish and snorkeling paradise. It is a famous tourist destination, but it is also home to many people who are not even able to attend primary school because of the heavy economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic, which made it difficult to send one person to school in a family. But why are these people so happy? I'm going to talk about that secret. When my family first set foot into Vanuatu in 2016, the people of Vanuatu hung a handmade flower necklace around our necks one by one. They welcomed strangers who came into their land more than anyone else. And every time they came to my house, they never came empty-handed. They always brought ripe papaya or well-cooked local food. They didn't have much, but their willingness to share whatever they had was so different from mine. I was so amazed by it, I asked one of my friends, "Why do you guys share everything and help with everything as if it were your own?" Then she sang this song to me and said, "You, me, one fella, big fella family. You, me, one fella, big fella family." It is a song that means we're one big family. We think as all of us are families. So at some point, my heart melted at their heart that shared happy and sad things as if they were their own. The reason they're happy is not because they live in a good house and eat in abundance. They were happy because the people around them were happy. I came back to Korea 2 years ago. Korea is one of the countries that is cleaner and well off than any other country. But somehow, unknowingly, people feel cold. I think the reason is that family unit has decreased in Korea. I want to sing this song to them. You, me, one fella, big fella family. I want to tell them that it's not that we must run to the best of our ability to be the number one and live better, but that joy and sadness grows as much as we're able to feel and share together, and that we're one big family. Thank you for listening.
The next contestant number 12, Paul Byun. The title is A Pitiful DNA.
When I was learning dance at school, it happened. We need to decide who will be the center. The teacher looked around us and she said, "Oh, I want Juan to be the center." At the moment, all the students looked at me, and one said, "Why not? He's a great dancer." My friends agreed to what he said, and that's how I became the center. The dance center had more influence than I thought. Without me, the practice didn't go well, and the dance formation was made around me. I felt like I became an amazing person. The next day, my friends told me, "How can you be good at studying and dancing at the same time? It's unfair." I became more and more convinced that I felt like an important person. Naturally, I acted so stuck up. A few days later, the worst day had come for me. During lunchtime, one of my friends, who was playing around me, accidentally splashed soup on my shirt. Even though he said sorry, I didn't answer him because I got upset. The friend apologized to me again and again, but I left the cafeteria with an annoyed look. A week had passed. Strangely, I couldn't say hello, even if I bumped into him. I wasn't angry, but it hurts my pride to talk to him first. Another friend said to me, "Hey, are you still mad because of what happened last time? How petty you are." Not too long ago, I was good at everything. But I'm a petty person now. I was so shocked. The feeling of falling from the highest position to the bottom was devastating. At the moment, I discovered my true self for the first time. I just put my pride because I was such a high-spirited person. The pride to try to protect myself shouldn't be something to protect, but something to throw away. Since then, I tried to talk to my friend because I couldn't wait to get rid of this pitiful pride. The reason I couldn't give up my pride was probably because I thought I was an outstanding person. I shouldn't let go of this pride, and I only cared about myself. That hurt my friend's heart. Without realizing it, my actions are making me pitiful. To become a beautiful butterfly, it has to take off a hard and cozy shell. No matter how beautiful a butterfly is, it can never fly if it stays in the cocoon. I was able to gain freedom when I took off the shell of pride. Thank you.
The next contestant number 13, Jerry Saw. The title is An Enemy or a Friend.
People around me always say, "Why are you so serious about this?" Or, "You're really into it." This greedy and stubborn little girl always wanted to win at all costs, whatever the may be. So I used to see other people as my enemy. One day, I was playing dodgeball with my friends. We didn't bet anything for the game, but I wanted to win so badly. But our team was not good enough and eventually lost. I got jealous of the winner team and I stopped talking to them. One of my friends noticed and asked me, "Why are you so angry? It's just a game." On that day, my enemies were all of them who were on the other team. To me, nothing is just a game. I had a goal to achieve when I first entered middle school, to be the top of the class. This greedy girl wanted to achieve so badly, so I studied harder and harder than anybody else. It wasn't easy to be at the top at first, but I did it after all. Since it was the result of my hard work, I didn't want to let it go. Soon after, I encountered my enemy who attempted to take my throne. He also wanted to be at the top and worked hard. I was getting anxious and nervous no matter how hard I worked. Eventually, I met my teacher and spoke out everything I had in my heart. She replied, "I guess he could be very helpful to you. Don't try to beat him for everything." For a long time, it seems you consider everyone, including him, as your competitor you have to fight. If you keep treating them like that, you'll miss a chance to learn something from them. I had no idea what she meant by that. However, it was true. I saw everyone around me as my competitors, even for small games or quizzes. I asked myself, how can I stop thinking my friends as obstacles? And the answer was this. Think of them just friends. It's simple, but difficult. I had to break the wall inside first, and for that, first, I decided to approach my friends sincerely. It was a little awkward, but I put down my pride and approached my friends. Amazingly, when I talked to them, it wasn't as difficult as I thought. When I threw away the thought that they were my enemies, the atmosphere totally changed. Now the word enemy is gone in my life. Still, we try to take first place, and sometimes we're in a tight match. Not for work, but for our own good. Now, I finally got to know the true meaning of competition. From now on, my competition is different. How about you? Whether you have enemies or friends in your competition is up to you. Thanks a lot.
The next contestant number 14, Joy Shin. The title is A Day of Failure.
A Day of Failure. Have you ever heard of it? On the 13th of October each year, people gather together and talk about the failures they experienced and celebrate them. This Day of Failure campaign was started as an effort to overcome the economic crisis caused by the fall of Nokia and has spread across Finland. Representative example for success in an atmosphere that totalizes failure is the mobile game Angry Bird. Like this, failure is in the end, but the foundation for development and growth through failure. Since I was young, I liked to dance, so when I entered middle school, I wanted to be a part of the school's official dance team. However, I wasn't a student who stood out among my crew. Then, for the school's festival preparation, and I joined the Indian cultural dance team. The teacher recognized my passion and gave me the lead for the Indian dance. I practiced day and night since I was chosen among my seniors and friends who were all better than me to live up to them. A few days before the show, there was a rehearsal. All teachers saw the performance and suddenly asked to change the main dancer. My heart sang and the other senior became the main character. I was really upset. I cried a lot because I felt like what I've been practicing with my whole heart has gone away in an instant. I didn't have the confidence to smile on stage. I resented my teacher who first chose me. The teacher told me, "Soyeon, even if it's a big failure for you to not be a main character, you can be the one next time. Don't be afraid and dance with your teammates." After listening to her, I was able to see myself not dancing because I was failure who was pushed out from the main position. Before, I only had hatred for her who took my position, but after acknowledging my failures, I was accept that my senior danced more smoothly and even I could ask her for help. As a result, my dance moves became more natural and we were able to finish the school festival well. When I couldn't stand as a main character because I couldn't dance, I fell in despair. But after acknowledging my limits, failure no longer became something to fear or avoid. When I accept my limits, failure no longer became something to When I accept my failure, I was able to share my hurt with others and learn my shortcomings. Do you have a day of failure? If you can share and celebrate your failures with others around you, you can find success. Thank you.
The next contestant number 15, Jade Huang. The title is Eco Sapiens.
A mosquito can do anything to a rhino, but thousands of mosquitoes can change the past of rhinos. 9-year-old Philip shouted vehemently at the adults in his speech at the United Nations. He decided to plant 1 million trees for his beloved polar bear. And the boy ran a Plant for the Planet campaign with his friends. They planted 500,000 trees in 3 years. And 15 billion trees have been planted around the world since the movement became known worldwide. Alex's dream, now he's 23, was to grow 1 trillion trees to save the polar bears. Guys, doesn't this boy's behavior make you feel ashamed? First, we must admit that we were lazier at thinking about nature than this young child. About 20,000 square kilometers of forest are lost each year due to regular slaughters in the Amazon River, label the lungs of the earth, home to 30% of the world's species and supplying 1/4 of the planet's total oxygen content. Furthermore, they are waste produced from various disposable items, such as single-use dishes, cups, toothbrushes, and so on, that people use and throw away recklessly. 8 million tons of garbage make up a huge island 16 times the size of Korea above the sea. So it's time for us, as thinking humans, to think for nature. Not just for human, not just for Homo sapiens, to Homo sapiens realize how to use tools, sang song, had an emotional connection, and began to mount. So I named it Eco Sapiens. It means thinking about nature. Eco Sapiens, thinking about nature and practicing that idea, can make this planet a better environment. Thousands of mosquitoes can change the past of rhinos. And if more and more people around the world think like Eco Sapiens and nature, We can heal a little bit of the sick earth and preserve the environment that will continue to coexist. For a long time, the earth has generously given everything for us. But it's time for another human being. Eco sapiens thinking about nature, not just Homo sapiens to dominate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep being the shameful human being who conquers and destroys the earth, but an eco sapiens who can coexist with nature and pass on the spirit of coexistence to future generations. Thank you.
The next contestant number 16, Oliver Park. The title is 2 Cups of Hot Choco.
I'm great at sports. I'm good at soccer, badminton, and wrestling. Among them, I'm the best at running. I started track and field at the recommendation of the director who recognized me. Originally, I'm not a competitive person, but track and field was different. Everyone I ran with was my competitor, and I felt good when I beat them. Honestly, you feel good when you beat someone's grace, economy, ability, even luck-based procedures. I worked hard to win first place and became the fastest person in my school. I felt good. One day, I won first place and looked up back after I did a ceremony. But my friends just didn't look happy. I tried to be fair and won first place, but what's wrong with them? Are they jealous of me? I worked hard to be happy, but I wasn't happy even when I reached the top. One day, I did relay, and strangely, there was a problem whenever it was my turn. I kept missing the button because my speed didn't match. When it repeated about 3 times, my coach called my name shouting, "Sam Park, you feel like that? Just quit everything!" He called me again and said to me, "Sangun, are you happy with taking care of yourself only? It's also important to work with your teammates." I couldn't understand it. It's important for me to win first place? Then how can I do it with someone else? The coach who saw my distorted expression said, "Imagine, you're making 2 cups of hot cocoa. 1 cup is too sweet, with too much cocoa powder, and 1 cup is bland with little cocoa powder. Then, what do you have to do? Just eat it as it is? If you want to enjoy it, you can mix the two. Sports are the same. Sometimes you have to work with someone else." Until then, I thought sports was competition, so I thought I would be too happy to go to the top alone. But the results were different. When I got to the top alone, it was such a lonely place. Without knowing that competition is beautiful when it comes to mingling with people, I was gritting my teeth to death for winning. Of course, there are people who like strong hot cocoa or the light one. But now, I like the very normal hot cocoa because that's the best hot cocoa. Thank you.
The next contestant is contestant number 17, Frank Park. The title is A Perfect Condition.
I resemble my dad's small height, so my friends make fun of me, call me kid, but I'm fine. What I care is only one thing, which is collagen. When I was younger, my mom said she would buy me donkas, which is pork cutlet. So my brother, my sister, and I followed her. The place where the 3 children arrived excitedly with their mother was a dentist's office. My mom said to me, "Who was scared? We came here because your brother is sick. You guys will just have an examination. You trust me, right?" I trust my mom and filled my mouth with plaster to take a leaf out of my teeth.
all children are maloclusion. First son has rhinitis, so he has to treat his rhinitis first. The youngest one is still young, so if she gets permanent teeth, let's do it again. And second son's jaw is growing fast forward. He needs to be fixed right away. I felt so hopeless and scared. I started crying and my mother promised me that she would buy me donkas every day. And that's how I got braces. I put an iron core in my gums after I started to get braces. My mouth was all torn and inflamed, and my mouth was bleeding. My mom bought me donkas as promised, but I couldn't eat it because I couldn't chew anything. Having not eaten anything, I became thin and lost 5 kilograms. It was the first time I couldn't eat food like that. One day, my mom made mushroom porridge for me. I hate mushrooms the most. Normally, I wouldn't even look at it. But because I couldn't eat properly until then, I took a bite of mushroom porridge, passed it smoothly over my neck. I finally realized being able to eat is a grateful condition. In the meantime, I thought I would choose food, but it wasn't. I needed perfect conditions to eat food. Healthy mouth, teeth, digestive organs, and even arms and hands to scoop up food. I didn't know that because I was in perfect condition until then. An hour later and a half later, I finished my braces and I had my present lid, jaw, and teeth. After I finished braces, I was able to eat the meat I wanted to eat as much as I wanted. While eating meat excitedly, the moment I made eye contact with the mushroom my mother baked, I hesitated and took a bite of the mushroom. Of course, I still don't like mushrooms that much. But now, I'm different from what I used to be. When I eat mushrooms, I always think of that time. Right, I'm thankful that I can eat. I can eat when all the conditions are perfect. Thank you.
Finally, our last contestant, contestant number 18, Ellie Choi. The title is The Pirate Roulette.
Do you know the pirate roulette game? First, put the pirate inside the batter, and then put in the swords one by one. 1, 2. Looks okay, right? But if you keep putting the swords, the pirate will pop out of the batter. I was like the pirate in this batter. I tried to look okay, but ended up bursting even before I knew it. I was born with uneven teeth. Because of that, my friends used to make fun of me and call me by nickname, Teeth Freak. Every time I look in the mirror, I hated seeing my ugly teeth. When somebody say teeth, I used to get cranky and freak out because I thought they were talking about me. Entering middle school, things were not so different. Just like the pirate, bearing the pain inside, the better every time you put the swords inside. I act like I'm okay. However, the swords kept poking me. 1, 2, 3, and boom! One day, a student called me by nickname that I hated so much. I couldn't bear it anymore and exploded. Hey, stop it! Before when they called me names, I never took it, I left it off. But on that day, I was about to cry. My friends all frozen and surprised at me. One of my friends came and said, "Hey, I'm just kidding. Why are you taking so seriously?" My ugly teeth or my complex. So when they joked about it, it felt like their words were stabbing my biggest insecurity. I thought all I have to do is just run away from the sword or bear the pain even if I get poked. However, like the pirate, someday I was going to pop out anyway. Then what should I do? I can just choose not to go in the batter. The game starts when you put the pirate in the batter. But if you don't put the pirate in the battle, the game will not start and will not step the sword. Then no matter how sharp the sword are, it doesn't mean anything to us. Then it doesn't matter if my teeth and someone make fun of my teeth, because I don't go into the battle anymore. Likewise, when we stay in weakness of the past, pain, and complex like this, we can help but be sick. Then there will be no development of our own, and there will be no future. Don't look at yourself in the present, but move forward dreaming of your future. Then you will grow more than you are now. What kind of game is going in your mind? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm very sure that every one of you sitting here is very, very impressed and touched by the speeches of our students. I'm also very impressed, and I believe that their speech is amazing and awesome because, every single story that they're talking about is so unique and original, right? So I believe that this English speech contest is a great opportunity for students to learn English, but also to learn grow as a person. So now the second half of the contest is over. So before the judges will go to the room for discussing to select the winner, we'll have prepared a very, very special performance, and then we would like to invite a world famous violist from a world best choir in the world. And she's going to come up and perform a very wonderful song. So when she comes up to the stage, please welcome her with a big round of applause.
me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
In other words, hold my hand.
Hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, Baba, in other words, Baba, Baba, Was this the
Thank you very much. This time, the judges will leave for discussing the scoring and also the choosing the results about the competition. Now, we would like to invite Pastor Seje Oh, who is the principal of Ulsan Lincoln School. So please welcome him with a big round of applause.
네, 여러분 수고하셨습니다, 여러분. 예, 우리 심사위원님들이 또 심사하는 동안 제가 잠깐 여러분에게 말씀을 드리려고 합니다. 예, 오늘의 주제는 이 가족의 힘인데, 여기가 이제 제 아들 2명입니다. 잘생겼죠? 네, 저도 이렇게 잘생긴 아들이 있습니다. 우리 첫째 아들, 둘째 아들. 예. 오늘 오전에 제가 이야기를 했는데 오늘 오전에는 준비하는 시간이 너무 부족해서 PPT를 준비를 못했는데 이제 오후에 열심히 시간을 쪼개 가지고 PPT를 대충 만들었습니다. 예, 좀 많이 부족하지만 끝까지 봐주시면 좋겠습니다. 자, 가족의 힘이라는 건 정말 대단합니다. 세계 최고의 부자를 보통 이제 록펠러까지 이야기를 하는데 록펠러 이상의 부자도 있다고 합니다. 뭐 저 사우디아라비아의 왕자라든지 이런 사람들은 천문학적인 돈을 가지고 있다고 하고 또 로스차일드 가문이라고 있는데 여러분 오늘 오전에 들어봤죠? 자, 이 로스차일드 가문은 이 금융업을 통해서 부를 획득하고 세계를 움직이고 있는 유대인 가문입니다. 예, 이렇게 문장이 이렇게 되어져 있고 1850년 지금부터 150년 전에 170년 전에 한 6조 원 정도의 재산을 이렇게 가지고 있고 지금 현재는 뭐 어떤 사람은 한 5경 원 정도 된다고 하는데 그거는 뭐 추정치고 정확한 숫자가 아니라서 얼마 재산이 된다 그렇게 이야기는 하기 어렵고 이 이제 영국의 지금 이 대표 로스차일드 대표 가문이 있는데 에벌린드 로스차일드 이 사람의 사위 재산이 한 200억 달러가 된다고 그렇게 합니다. 200억 달러면 한 몇 조 되죠? 한 30조 가까이 되겠죠. 30조. 예, 이 정도 되고 그리고 미국에 있는 지부 재산은 한 150억 달러 된다. 이렇게 추정하고 있습니다. 그러면 이제 세상에 그 부를 왜 유대인들이 움직이느냐? 세상의 돈을 유대인들이 움직인다. 이런 이야기가 한간에 많이 있잖아요. 그죠? 예, 이제 그거는 이제 금융업을 이렇게 장악을 하고 있다는 거예요. 금융업이라는 것은 뭐 이제 은행을 장악을 하고 있다 이런 이야기죠. 자, 이 이제 로스차일드 가문의 창업자, 창업자라고 하는 마이어, 이 마이어라는 분이 그 어렸을 때 13살 때 아버지가 세상을 떠나고 형제들을 부양해야 되는 막중한 책임감을 가지고 은행에 들어가서 은행 업무를 보면서 배우면서 돈이 어떻게 흘러가는지를 알게 된 거죠. 그래서 돈이 있어야 되는구나. 돈이 어디에 있는가 보니까 가난한 사람들이 돈을 만지는 것이 아니라 돈은 누가 다 가지고 있죠? 몇 사람 안 되는 부자들이 돈을 다 가지고 있는 겁니다. 그러면 돈을 벌려면 누구하고 거래를 해야 된다? 부자들하고 거래를 해야 된다. 부자하고. 그래서 이제 귀족들, 왕족들 이런 사람들하고 이제 거래를 해야 된다는 걸 알고 그 부자들이 도대체 뭘 하는가를 살펴보니까 부자들은 요즘 같으면 뭐 하겠습니까? 요즘 부자들 많이 잘 모르겠네. 뭐 주식 투자하고 뭐 이렇게 그래 보니까 부자들이 돈이 많은데 쓸 데가 없으니까 골동품에 관심을 가지고 골동품을 찾아다니고 구하고 또 뭐 기금속 이런 데 관심을 가지는 걸 알고 바로 골동품 가게와 대부업을 20살에 시작하게 되는 것입니다. 그래서 이제 그 당시 빌헬름 9세 아까 이야기했죠. 그 9세가 나폴레옹 전쟁에 쫓길 때 그 빌헬름 9세가 자기 재산을 전부를 다 맡기게 됩니다. 네가 내가 돌아올 때까지 좀 관리를 좀 해주라. 근데 생명을 걸고 그 재산을 잘 관리를 했는데 그래서 왕실에 신임을 얻게 되는 거죠. 그래가지고 왕실의 모든 재정적인 부분을 또 맡게 됩니다. 예, 그래서 근데 이분이 5명의 아들을 낳았는데 이렇게 1명, 2명, 3명, 4명, 5명인데 다 나라마다 다 1명씩 이렇게 가서 sap니다. 첫 장남은 프랑크푸르트, 또 그 다음에 차남은 오스트리아 빈, 그 다음에 3남이 영국, 네 번째 아들은 이탈리아, 5번째 프랑스 이렇게 5명의 아들이 각각 유럽의 한 나라씩을 맡아서 그쪽에서 금융업도 하고 대부업도 하고 이러면서 돈을 굴리기를 시작해가지고 한마디로 말해서 유럽의 돈줄이다. 유럽의 돈줄이 된 거죠. 예. 왜 유럽의 돈줄이라고 말할 수 있냐면 자 여기 보면 이제 수에즈 운하를 이렇게 지분을 영국이 사야 되는데 전쟁을 하다 보니까 돈이 없는 거예요. 그래서 돈 있는 사람이 누군가 보니까 이 로스차일드 가문이라서 영국 정부가 이분에게 와서 우리가 수에즈 운하 그 지분을 사야 되는데 돈이 없으니까 당신들이 좀 빌려주라. 그리고 이제 수에즈 운하를 매입하는 데 필요한 지분을 받기도 하고 또 뭐 유럽의 철도를 이렇게 건설하는데 돈이 없으니까 이 로스차일드 가문에 돈을 빌려 가지고 철도를 개설하고 그래 했다고 합니다. 막강한 부를 가지고 유럽 전체에 엄청난 영향력을 미치고 있는 거죠. 1905년에는 로스차일드 가문이 이렇게 그 30%의 지분, 이 다이아몬드 강서 이 구리강산의 30%의 지분을 확보했고 또 1887년에는 다이아몬드 회사의 최대 주주가 되고 또 브라질 독립에도 크게 관여를 하고 또 이스라엘 나라가 세워지는데도 뒤에 보이지 않게 로스차일드 가문이 일을 했습니다. 여러분 미국에 우리나라에서 돈을 찍어내는 은행이 무슨 은행이죠? 한국은행이죠, 그죠? 한국은행에서 돈을 찍어내거든요. 근데 돈을 그냥 인쇄기 가지고 막 찍어낼까요? 그래 안 하거든요. 돈을 찍어낼 때는 돈에 필요한 만큼의 금을 준비합니다. 예, 금을 준비해 놓고 그 금이 있으면 그 금에 해당되는 돈을 찍어내는 거예요. 그러지 않으면 나중에 돈 가져왔는데 금이 없으면 문제가 되는 거죠. 예, 미국에서도 미국의 돈을 찍어내는 은행이 이래 있는데 뭐 준비제도 이사회라고 하는데 근데 그 은행은 민간은행이라고 합니다. 우리나라 한국은행은 민간은행이 아니죠. 국가에서 운영하는 은행인데 미국 경제를 움직이는 연방제도준비이사회는 민간은행인데 그 은행의 5개 은행에서 지분을 투자를 해가지고 그 은행이 운영이 되는데 그게 로스차일드 이 가문에 많은 돈이 들어가서 미국의 이렇게 경제를 움직이고 있다는 거죠. 예, 아까 아침에 그런 이야기를 좀 했죠. 예, 자식이 1명 있으면 뭐 한 사람이 잘못하면 좀 그 집안이 망하는데 자식이 5명 있으니까 결국에 그 5명의 자식이 잘 네트워크를 해가지고 유럽 전체의 경제에 막대한 영향을 미치고 있는 겁니다. 그러니까 여러분 결혼이라는 게 굉장히 중요한 거죠. 나 혼자인 사람이 결혼을 통해서 또 다른 가족이 한 사람이 생기는 거고 또 그 부부 사이에서 자식을 낳으면 그 자식들은 새로운 하나의 또 구성원이 돼가지고 그 한 사람 한 사람이 지혜롭게 세상을 이렇게 그 개척해 나가면 그 가문은 정말 훌륭한 가문이 되는 것입니다. 자, 로스차일드 가문의 경제교육 10원칙이라는 게 있습니다. 자, 한번 읽어볼까요? 첫 번째, 보입니까? 자, 보이는 사람은 크게 한번 읽도록 하겠습니다. 시작. 성공한 사람처럼 행동하라. 그러면 나도 모르는 사이에 성공한다. 안 되는 것은 남 탓으로 돌리지 마라. 그것은 노예가 되는 지름길이다. 정보가 곧 돈이다. 정보의 안테나를 높이 세워라. 인맥이 힘이다. 인맥 네트워크를 형성하라. 남을 위하라. 그래야 남도 나를 위한다. 위기가 기회다. 불황에서 돈 벌 확률이 평상시보다 10배는 높다. 팀워크처럼 중요한 것도 없다. 조직의 단결에 최선을 다하라. 교육부에 가감히 투자하라. 성공한 사람과 교분을 가져라. 놀라운 파워가 공유된다. 길이 아니면 가지 말라. 예, 여러분 이 로스차일드 가문의 경제 교육 10원칙입니다. 야, 여기 뭐 버릴 만한 내용이 하나도 없는 거죠. 그러니까 그들이 최고의 부자 가문이 될 수 있었던 것은 뭐냐면 위기를 활용했습니다. 그러니까 프랑스와 영국과의 전쟁이 있었는데 나폴레옹 시대 때 뭐 이제 워털러 전투라고 아주 유명한 전투가 있었죠. 예, 전쟁이 나면 전쟁은 모든 걸 불안하게 만들고 누가 이기느냐에 따라서 지는 나라의 경제는 폭망하게 되는 것입니다. 예, 영국에도 아들이 하나 있고 프랑스에도 아들이 하나 있고 정보를 잘 주고받고 이렇게 하면서 이 로스차일드 가문이 이 지금 우리나라가 경제가 이렇게 어려운데 국채를 막 발행하는 거죠. 사람들이 눈치를 보고 있어요. 이걸 사야 될까 말아야 될까. 근데 가감하게 우리가 나폴레옹을 이기겠구나. 그러면 우리가 국채를 사면 이기고 나면 그 나라가 아주 부강한 나라가 되니까 국채 가격이 막 올라가는 거예요. 그럼 돈을 벌게 되는 거죠. 그렇게 해서 이 로스차일드 가문은 영국의 최고의 부자 가문이 되게 되었습니다. 그래서 수에즈 운하 지분을 매입하는데도 돈을 국가에 빌려줄 정도로 엄청난 부자가 된 거죠. 자, 정보가 돈이다. 정보가 돈이다. 여기 중요한 이야기. 또 인맥이 힘이다. 이 인맥 뭐겠습니까? 가족들의 그 인맥을 재단하려고 한 겁니다. 여러분 있잖아요. 나에게 형제가 있다. 굉장히 중요한 것입니다. 혼자 사는 사람하고 형제가 있는 사람하고 같아요? 다르겠어요? 다른 거죠. 근데 요즘 사람들은 형제지간에도 이야기를 잘 하지 않고 마음을 나누지 않기 때문에 형제가 있어도 별로 가치가 없는 거죠. 왜? 그럼 망하는 길로 가는 거죠. 내가 저 형제랑 네트워크를 잘하면 내가 충분히 더 성공할 수 있겠다. 특히 형제지간에 가는 길이 같고 또 추구하는 이상이 같고 직업이 같고 이런다면 성공할 수 있는 확률이 훨씬 더 많아집니다. 형님이 하는 사업이 다르고 동생이 하는 사업이 다르고 누나가 하는 사업이 다르고 각자 전혀 다른 길을 가는 사람하고 형제지간에 같은 아이템을 가지고 같은 종목을 투자하면서 이렇게 장사를 하는 사람이 있다면 어느 쪽이 잘 될까요? 예? 예, 같은 것을 가지고 투자하는데 훨씬 잘 될 수 있겠죠. 그죠? 어디에서 잘 되는지 정보도 없고 왜 안 되는지 정보도 없고 하면서 훨씬 더 발전해 나갈 수 있는 거예요. 그러니까 가족은 같은 일을 하면 할수록 그 파급 효과나 영향력이 엄청나게 커지는 것입니다. 자, 여기 이제 아까 이야기했던 호이트 가족에 대한 이야기인데, 자, 여기 이거 영화에 나온 건데 이 아버지 릭 호이트와 릭 호이트 1962년생 80살에 세상을 떠났습니다. 그리고 아들 릭 호이트, 이 아들은 내성마비로 태어나가지고 몸을 전혀 움직일 수 없는 그런 사람이었죠. 그러면 내성마비의 아들하고 아버지하고 정말 그 집은 행복하겠습니까? 불행하겠습니까? 예, 불행하겠죠. 근데 여러분 이 두 사람이 한 마음을 가지니까 이 세상에 가장 행복한 그런 가정이 되었습니다. 그러니까 우리 집안에 좀 안 좋은 사람이 있다 하더라도 가족이 한 마음이 되느냐 뿔뿔이 흩어지느냐에 따라서 성공한 가정이 될 수 있고 실패한 가정이 될 수 있는 거예요. 뭐 몸이 안 좋고 머리가 나쁘고 그런다고 해서 그 가정이 실패하는 것이 아니고 돈이 없다고 실패하는 것이 아니라 가족들이 한 마음이 되면 성공하는 거예요. 가족들이 흩어지면 실패하는 거예요. 자, 여기 이 아버지가 의사 선생님이 당신 아들은 평생 몸을 쓸 수가 없습니다. 그러니까 당신 아들을 포기하십시오. 이렇게 이야기했는데 이 아버지는 포기하지 않고 컴퓨터 언어를 가르쳐 가지고 아들이 말을 이렇게 하게 만들었는데 이 아들이 컴퓨터 언어로 제일 먼저 말한 단어가 run이었다는 거죠. 달린다, 달린다. 아빠 나 달리고 싶어요. 그 내성마비라서 이렇게 늘 휠체어를 타고 다녀야 되는데 아빠 나 달리고 싶어 하니까 아버지가 이렇게 생긴 뭐 이런 종류의 뭐 휠체어를 제작을 해가지고 아버지가 뒤에서 막 밀어주면서 달리기 시작한 거죠. 그러니까 막 아들이 아빠 너무 기분이 좋아요. 계속 좀 뛰어주시겠어요? 여러분 뛰는 사람 좋겠어요? 안 좋겠어요? 엄청 힘들죠. 근데 우리 아들이 즐거워하니까 내가 계속 뛰자. 그러면서 이 아버지는 매일매일 달리기를 했던 것입니다. 그 달리기를 하고 이제 마라톤 대회 참석도 하고 마라톤에 완주도 하고 이랬는데 어느 날 이 아들이 이야기하는 거죠. 아빠 나 철인 3종에 도전하고 싶어요. 이런 거죠. 이 사람이 철인 3종에 어떻게 도전하죠? 예, 그 말은 아버지 빨리 철인 3종 연습해가지고 나하고 철인 3종 대회 나가요. 이런 뜻이에요. 여러분 철인 3종이 뭐냐면 자 바다 수영 몇 킬로? 예, 3.8km. 사이클 몇 킬로? 180km. 그리고 마라톤 몇 킬로? 42.19km. 자 이걸 정해진 시간 18시간인가 정해진 시간 안에 완주해야 완주한 철인으로 인정을 해주는 거예요. 당신은 철인과 같은 아이언맨과 같은 강철 체력을 가진 사람이다. 여러분 철인이라는 게 뭡니까? 쇠로 만든 사람이라는 뜻이잖아요. 그죠? 아이언맨이다 이 말이에요. 당신 아이언맨입니다. 바다 수영을 3.8km 하고 사이클을 180km 타고 거기다가 마라톤까지 했으니까 당신은 철인입니다. 이제 그런 건데 그때부터 이 아버지가 수영을 배우기 시작한 거죠. 여러분 자, 이 그림을 자세히 보세요. 자, 이 그림은 닉 호이트 이 부자 간의 이야기를 영화로 만들기 위해서 이렇게 찍은 건데 이 수많은 사람들이 수영을 해 가고 있잖아요. 바다에서. 자, 근데 여기에 보트가 하나 있죠. 보트에 뭐 앉아 있어요? 아들이 앉아 있어요. 아들이 앉아 있고 여기 아버지가 끈을 묶어 가지고 아버지 목에 두르고 그냥 수영하는 것도 쉽지 않는데 물살을 헤쳐가면서 제일 뒤에서 다른 사람 막 헤엄쳐가고 있는데 제일 뒤에서 아들을 태운 보트를 끌고 수영을 하고 있는 것입니다. 야, 정말 대단한 아버지의 사랑과 열정을 느낄 수가 있는 거죠. 여러분 정말 내 아들이 좀 부족하고 문제가 있고 그래도 아버지가 아들을 사랑하면 그 부족한 것이나 병든 것이나 공부 못하는 것이나 가난한 것이나 어떤 것도 문제가 돼요 안 돼요? 예? 문제가 안 되는 거예요. 그래서 이 이제 부자가 어떤 걸 이루어냈냐면 제일 뒤에 한 장 들어가야 되는데 시간 관계상 못했습니다. 제가 읽어드리면 철인 3종을 6회 6번이나 성공을 했다. 저 몸으로. 그리고 하프 마라톤을 206회 하프 마라톤 206회 성공을 했고 풀코스 마라톤 풀코스 마라톤 43.195km 마라톤을 64회나 완주했습니다. 그리고 미국 대륙 횡단 자전거 타고 있잖아요. 자전거 타고 막 미국 대륙 횡단 6,000km를 성공을 했고, 그리고 저 아들은 저 몸으로 보스턴 대학을 공부를 해가지고 졸업을 이렇게 하게 되었습니다. 그래 정말 아버지, 위대한 아버지. 저 아버지 80살까지 사시다가 작년에 세상을 떠난 거예요. 자, 여러분, 제가 여러분에게 이야기를 드리고 싶은 건 뭐냐면 가족은 위대하다. 그 이야기를 하고 싶은 거예요. 자, 가족은 어떻다? 위대하다. 그래, 가족이라는 건 나는 나고 너는 너고 그건 가족이 아니에요. 가족은 바로 하나로 단합된 그 가족은 어떤 문제도 어떤 역경도 어떤 어려움도 이겨낼 수가 있고 다른 사람이 이루지 못한 꿈을 성취할 수 있는 그런 위대한 가족이 되는 것입니다. 알겠습니까? 예, 그래서 여러분의 아버지나 어머니 아주 소중합니까? 소중 안 합니까? 예, 여러분 아버지 어머니와 마음을 같이 해서 또 내 형제지간의 마음을 같이 해서 꿈을 향해 달려나가면 여러분도 이 호이트 부자 이상으로 엄청난 성과를 만들어낼 수가 있는 것입니다. 이야기 다 했는데 아직 심사위원님들이 안 들어오시네요. 심사위원님 올 때까지 그러면 계속 이야기를 하겠습니다. 그럼 목사님은 우리 아들 둘이가 있는데 너무 행복한 거예요. 왜? 내가 이 교회에서 배운 게 너무 많아요. 교회에서 배운 게 아직도 배우고 있는데 야, 내가 35년 동안 이 교회에서 또 길게 말하면 40년 동안 이 교회에서 배운 걸 내 아들한테 다 전수해주고 내 아들은 내가 35년 걸려서 배운 걸 5년 만에 터득해가지고 나가면 우리 아들은 세계 최고의 사람이 되는 거예요. 맞아요, 안 맞아요? 그렇죠? 근데 우리 아들이 아빠 나는 아빠하고 꿈이 달라요. 나는 아빠처럼 안 살고 싶어요. 내 인생 그냥 내가 알아 살고 싶어 이러면 다시 우리 아들은 0에서 시작을 해야 되는 거예요. 제로에서. 여러분 제로에서 시작하는 거하고 500m에서 뛰는 사람하고 그리고 뭐 30km에서 뛰는 사람하고 어떤 사람이 쉬울까요? 예? 자, 마라톤 하는데 0에서 시작해서 42.195km를 달려가는 사람하고 안 그러면 10km에서 달려가는 사람, 30km에서 달려가는 사람, 40km에서 달려가는 사람 어떤 사람이 쉽죠? 그렇죠. 40km에 달려가는 게 제일 쉽잖아요. 여러분 로서 차일드 가문이 왜 부자가 됐습니까? 아버지가 그 어려운 경제에서 야 내가 부자가 되는 방법이 뭐가 있지? 부자는 돈이 어디 있는지 그걸 알아야 되는 거죠. 돈이 귀족들에게 있구나. 돈은 그냥 모든 사람에게 다 있지만 더 자세히 쳐다보니까 부자들이 돈을 팡팡 쓴단 말이에요. 가난한 사람들은 돈도 잘 쓸 줄도 모르고 안 쓰는 거예요. 이 부자들하고 상대로 장사를 해야 되는구나. 그럼 부자들이 어디에 관심이 있지? 골동품 뭐 이런 게 관심이 있구나. 그러면 골동품 이런 걸 많이 사가지고 부자들한테 팔면 돈을 많이 벌 수 있겠다. 남길 수 있겠다. 이래가지고 그 아버지가 가지고 있는 노하우를 자식들한테 물려준 거죠. 야 너희들 돈 벌려 하면 부자들을 상대로 해야 돼. 은행업, 대부업 이런 걸 해야 돈을 벌 수 있는 거야. 그래서 아들을 나라마다 하나씩 보내가지고 거기에서 은행업을 하고 대부업을 하고 하면서 진짜 영국에 간 아들 5명 있는데 영국에 간 아들이 제일 성공을 한 거죠. 그래서 로스 차일드 가문을 빛내고 지금 이제 영국에 많은 영향력을 미치고 있는 거예요. 여러분 우리가 있잖아요. 우리가 아버지를 시시하게 생각하는 사람, 엄마를 시시하게 생각하는 사람 잘 될 수 있을까요? 시시하게 생각하는 사람은 처음부터 시작해야 돼요. 우리 엄마 망했어. 우리 아빠 망했어. 그럼 0에서 다시 뛰어야 되는 거예요. 내가 내 인생을 개척해 나가야 되는 거예요. 그럼 0에서 뛰어야 되니까 처음부터 끝까지 완주하면 좋은데 뛰다가 실패할 가능성도 많은 거 힘들어서 그런데 우리 아버지가 우리 아버지 너무 멋있는 분이야. 우리 아버지 정말 이런 훌륭한 성과를 이끌어냈어. 여러분 아버지를 존경하고 어머니를 존경하고 그런 사람은 아버지가 이루어 놓은 걸 이어가지고 계속 해나갈 수 있어요 없어요? 있죠. 예, 그래요. 여러분 베토벤이 음악의 성인인데 베토벤의 아버지는 음악가였다는 거예요. 예? 알겠습니까? 베토벤의 아버지 음악가였어요. 예, 모차르트 아버지도 음악가였어요. 그 대부분 보면 그 아버지 영향을 많이 받고 어머니 영향을 받아가지고 좋은 성과를 내는 거예요. 그 미술가들도 조사를 해보면 그 미술가들의 그 부모님들이 미술을 잘하는 이런 사람들이 이래 있거든요. 그래서 여러분도 여러분 부모님을 시시하게 생각하지 말고 우리 부모님이 이루어 놓은 그 성과를 바탕으로 해가지고 내가 좀 더 발전시켜 나갈 수 있다면 우리도 아주 훌륭한 가문이 될 수 있겠다. 여러분 그렇게 정말 가족이 한 팀이 된다면 이 세상에 정말 훌륭한 가족이 될 수가 있습니다. 알겠습니까? 감사합니다. 예, 수고하셨습니다.
Thank you very much. So I believe that the judges had a really hard time to decide who is the winner, for the contest because I believe everybody did such a phenomenal job. So now this time we'll have a time for inviting each judge on the stage about their review and feedback. So when the judges come up to the stage, please welcome them with a big round of applause. So first, we can start from this side since our chief judge is not present with us right now. Oh, he's coming in. So we will start with our chief judge, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and then he's going to come up and give a short a review and feedback. So please welcome him with a big hand.
I hope this is results time. Everyone is very curious to know about their performance. I know. Of course, you people also know about that. Frankly speaking, everyone has delivered a very nice presentation with their heart and their mind, and they sing very well. Unfortunately, I know this is hard to express, but still, the second session, people have performed very well. Means from number 11 to 18 people, they delivered very nice presentation because they prepared very well. They have done a lot of hard work. They studied very well, that I understand, and also every judge felt the same. So this is a little hard, but still you people have to accept the failure and the success. There is very little difference between you and them, but still you people have performed very well. I know that, and you people also know it very well. So frankly, this evening is very hot from 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. But still, we are cool in mind and cool in weather. So I am concluding. I congratulate who got best prize and the top 2 prizes, and the special prize will be announced by our organizers very soon. Thank you for giving me a great opportunity to interact you people at the bottom to the top. Bye.
I would like to thanks to everyone for inviting me as a judge. So it is very difficult to choose a winner or like a runner-up because everyone have a very good speaking ability and presentation. So it is very difficult to find out which one is the best and like little bit near to best like that. So we decided some of the person according to our judging ability, and hope you will enjoy for that. Thank you.
Hi everyone. I'm really honored to be with you guys at this meaningful event. Every time I come to this school to participate in your speech contest, I feel really motivated, inspired by you, and eventually I moved, touched, and impressed by your abilities. I've heard you will go on the last final stage at other schools. You will get, so you will do, I'm sure you will do well and get good grade, good result given by your competency. And okay, everyone. Okay, everyone, let's go for it and wait to go.
Good evening, Sir President, and all the teachers here. Thank you for having me. Great evening. It was tough for the judges. I hope I speak for all of them. It was really, really tough. Your contents were terrific. I could see the amount of effort you've put in to get the content out. The winners and the people who did not make it to the podium, I tell you, there is no difference at all, right? When we take, it is just math. You take the numbers out, and there are from top to bottom, and people on top get the prize. But the people at the bottom, you're just close enough, right? That's what I want to get it out. See, when we get into any kind of a competition, we will find three kinds of people. The naturals, who are just good at anything. Things just come on to them. They are natural, they are good at their skills and everything. The second kind of people are the learners. Since they are put in a competition, they will try and work at it, learn at it, and then get good at it at a shortest, longest span of time. The last kind of people, the most favorite of mine, is the underdogs. They always think they don't have the skills, they always think they're not interested, or they feel like, oh, it is not for me. But you know what the fun thing about the underdogs is? It is just like a switch in their head. The moment you turn that on, they're gonna win it. Whenever you get into the competition, kids, the one thing I want to tell you is, if you feel like you are an underdog, just think about it. Just try to turn on that switch. What is that switch? It's not like I have this burden on me to go participate in this competition. Think about it like this. I get to participate in the competition. I get an opportunity to express myself. I get an opportunity to learn a new language. The funny thing is, Pion hanam gwa sarang iseo, anjang gamyul nikinda. It means security that comes out of comfort and love, right? In German, there is only one word for it. It's called Geborgenheit. See, that's the beauty of language. When you start learning more language, the way you express yourself becomes different. So it's not like, oh, I have to learn English, oh, I have to learn French. No, I get to learn French. I get to speak English. That's the switch you're looking for in your head, and you will crack it next time. And thank you for the time. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Now I believe it is the time that everybody has been waiting for. It is the time for the prizes. So we will start from the most impressive speech prize, and the prize will be presented by Dr. Anjali Rai. Okay, so the most impressive speech prize will be presented. Contestant number 6, Patrick Choi. Please come up to the stage. Thank you very much. Now we will move on to the Judges' Choice Prize, and it will be presented by Dr. Sanjanbam Nirmala Kuman. The Judges' Choice Prize will be given to contestant number 16, Oliver Park. Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to special prize. The first special prize will be presented by Dr. Balasubramanian. Special prize 1 will be given to contestant number 15, Jade Huang. Thank you very much. Now we'll move on to the special prize 2. The special prize 2 will be presented by Dr. Young Suk Kim. Special prize 2 will be given to contestant number 18, Ellie Choi. Now we have special prize 3. The special prize 3 will be presented by Dr. Anand Parkash. Special prize 3 will go to contestant number 9, Kelly Kim. Thank you very much. Now it's the second prize, the second place. The second prize will be presented by Dr. Ravi Kumar Chedarala. second prize will go to contestant number 12, Ho Bian. Thank you very much. Now is the time for the first place. The first place will be presented by Pastor Seje Oh, who is the principal of Ulsanlin컨 School. The winner of the first prize is contestant number 13, Jerry Shaw. Now is the time for the grand prize that everybody is curious about. So the grand prize will be also presented by Pastor Seje Oh. So the honorable grand prize of 2022 Ulsanlin컨 School English Speech Contest is, the winner is, drum roll, contestant number 11, Esther Lee. Thank you very much, everyone. Because of the time limit, unfortunately, we'll have to skip the Q&A session between the contestant and the judges. So now we will take a very quick group photo. All the contestants and the judges, please come up to the stage for a group photo. Thank you.